What's going on? Welcome to another Sunday Q&A. I don't think I've done a Sunday Q&A for the last 2 weeks because I've just been really, really busy. But I thought I'd do a quick one. I was wiring up a bunch of stuff in the charger, and I'm getting very close. It's a lot of wiring, but it all should work like factory. Just very time consuming, making everything run correctly and all the wiring running it through the car, and hopefully actually I already know this. I have saved probably, I don't know, it's a lot of wire from how a factory Durango harness is ran, because I think I'm like probably 500 feet of wire less in the charger than it would be in a Durango. So um, yeah, it's a lot. So I want to weigh it. I've been trying to keep the wiring separate from the Durango harness that I've taken out of the harness that has been too long, and not just like stuff that I've deleted, like the front parking sensors and stuff like that. I keep that all in a separate pile, and the active suspension, I'm not adding that to it. But all of like the wiring that is way too long, that like wrapped around a few times. The fuel pumps are a very good example. They're like, I mean, they went under the car and then through the car and then back around the car. I mean, it's probably like 50 or 60 feet just on like fuel pump wiring. So um, yeah, I can't wait till this wiring stuff's done. I've worked on this thing all week, wiring it up, and it's just every day, just like tedious stuff. So plus I got that other Hellcat swap, and I broke down a few other harnesses. And then since I got that Hellcat swap, I finally had like a Hellcat engine harness. So I pulled that harness apart so I could use all of the stuff on the passenger side, because all that stuff is in different positions on the Durango, because the plug for the ECU is in the front instead of the back. So it just makes everything all weird. So that'll be nice to put all that stuff in the engine harness once I drop the engine back out to finalize the steering shaft and the headers after this whole wiring fiasco is finished, which should be probably like Wednesday of this week, which will be really nice. And then I can start working on the fuel tank and some other stuff, and send off the new CAD file for the fuel rails, and get all that buttoned up, get the headers done, and yeah, she'll be close. I have been wanting to drive this car so bad. I don't think you guys understand, but um, yeah, it's just one of those things where just have to just every day come in here and work on it, and hopefully one day it'll be finally done so I could drive it. But we're getting close. I mean, it's just wiring is very, very time consuming if you do it right. And hopefully I've done it right, because wiring gremlins are kind of a nightmare. But um, I think I'll be okay. I also want to delete a bunch of wiring out of the seats, since I'm not going to have full power seats. Um, I'm just going to have a manual passenger, and I think on the driver's side it'll just have like up and down height, which uh, which will be nice. But then the rest of the wiring, I'll still have heated and cooled seats, but the rest of that stuff doesn't need to be in there, because those power seats are super heavy. So I should be able to save, I don't know, probably 50 pounds a seat or something, and hopefully 50 pounds in wiring. And I saved like 50 pounds on the roof. So hopefully she's like 5,000 pounds. I'm really, it's like comparing this to the FD, like saying like hopefully she's 5,000 pounds, and the FD's like 2,200 pounds or something. It's just crazy difference in like weight. So in expectations. What's going on? Hello, hello. What's up, Dave? How's it going? Good. When will when will we say an SRT4 on the channel or C? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe eventually. It's not really a car that I'm too much of a fan of. They're kind of cool, but I just remember them when I had my 240 in high school. I think it was like high school when they came out. Maybe it was college, something like that. Everybody would just like, all the people that had SRT4s, they're really super slow, but they would do like they like race you weird. So I always just like hated SRT4s, because the people that drove them just like wouldn't start like when you wanted to start racing, and then they'd like go after you like got out of boost and stuff. Just to, I don't know, it was just one of those things back in the day people did. But now, yeah, I mean they're pretty cool cars. They're just front wheel drive and uh, and stuff. So let's see. Always wondering if you and Trevor are still on good terms. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've thought about doing a video to explain everything, but at the end of the day, I just don't really feel like doing it just because I don't know. I just feel like it's a bad vibe. So I don't want to just be like, I don't know. I've been trying to be more like not like super positive on my channel. Like I'm not going to say like, oh yeah, go buy this and just like be fake, but I'll say it's like a piece of shit. But that's just like a whole nother situation. That I just don't want to deal with. I just have been trying to not bring stuff up like that, just so it's like better. So um, maybe eventually. I mean, some something will happen, but um, I don't know. I just at the end of the day, it's hard to explain without like explaining it. So um, yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. Um, let's see, because he's like a big Mopar guy. Um, I mean, I don't mind the Hellcats and some of the other Mopar stuff, but I'm not exactly sure how I got looped into this like endless Mopar hamster wheel. I mean, I'm like, well, there's a Hellcat swap sheep and stuff like that, but um, yeah, I mean, they're cool, but I do like JDM cars. Just probably, well, I mean, the Charger I've built from the ground up, so I really love the car. But at the end of the day, I mean, I like FDs and 240s and stuff like that. Probably a lot more. But since I built the car and I have so much time into it, and it's such a cool, cool car. It'll be pretty fast once it's done. I just, it's like up there, but Japanese cars, I mean, still like up there as well. So, what's up, Dave? Not much. Just at the shop trying to get some stuff done because it's really hard doing videos when it's just like days and days of wiring at a time. It just kills my channel. So, hi, Dave. Is there any part of you who's procrastinating, not ready to end the wagon? No, I really want to get this car done so I could drive it. Um, because at this point, I've been working on it for 2 years. I'm tired of working on it. I'd much rather drive it. Doing content with like a car driving and doing stuff and racing people and taking it to the track is a lot easier content, and it does a lot better on YouTube than, me wiring the car and then people complaining about me spending like 2 weeks wiring it and then the video being like 15 minutes long, and then they're like, well, this is boring, you talk too much and stuff like that. It's like really hard to really show how difficult it is to wire all these systems into a car. It's not like just wiring an engine harness, which I could do in pretty much like a night or a couple days. It's literally like working on this engine or working on the engine harness, working on the door harnesses, the chassis harness to get everything to work perfectly. Plus adding all the electronic LSD, the transfer case wiring, making sure everything's going to fit, all the modules are going to work. They're all in the right positions. All the wiring is correctly terminated and stuff like that is very, very time consuming. And I don't think people really realize it, but I'd much rather have this car finished and being able to drive it. I mean, if I could wave a wand and have this thing done right now, I'd do it instantly. So There's just such a big aspect to getting a project like this running and driving when you have to custom make every piece that goes on it. Like the headers didn't fit, I have to custom make that. The steering shaft doesn't fit, I have to make that. The fuel tank doesn't fit. I mean, all that stuff is very time consuming to fabricate. The dash, I still need to design that in CAD. I had to order a bunch of stuff to build a new computer because my old computer, it kept crashing because the file was too large for the dash. So once all the parts come, I'm still waiting on the motherboard, the new cooler for the CPU, and a new solid state hard drive. So once that's done, I'll be able to finally design the dash. Then I need to figure out how I'm going to make it. If I'm just going to 3D print it and wrap it in leather, or if I'm going to do something a little bit more intricate with like a casting resin mold or something like that. So yeah, I mean, hopefully this wiring is done this week, like Wednesday or something. Then I could bust the headers out, bust the exhaust out, get the steering shaft done. And then I could pretty much just drop the engine down really quick, finish wiring up the engine, bolt everything back in, and then the fuel tank should go. I have pretty much everything designed on that, besides how I'm going to mount the fuel pump. So I need to do that, and I need to make all the fuel lines, and so on. So yeah, it's definitely, as I think about it, it's more and more stuff that I still have to do. But the dash, I don't plan on having that done when the car's driving. I'm probably going to take the car for like its first test drive and taking and get it aligned and stuff without the dash in there, just so I can finally get it on the road. But definitely the fuel tank needs to be done, unless I just throw like a fuel cell in it, which I very much, I could do, and then just have like the Hellcat fuel pump in the fuel cell, and then just use like the stock injectors and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that I still need to make, but it's getting really close. It's just, I don't know, it's a very daunting task to do. I don't think a lot of people understand how difficult it is to make a car from this like scratch, like every piece of it. I wish I could just bolt stuff on this thing. It'd be so much easier to just order parts and then just bolt everything together, which is looking better and better by the day. So let's see. How much weight do you think you have taken off with the wire reduction and the carbon fiber roof? So I'm pretty sure a Trackhawk or a Durango Hellcat, I think they weigh around like 6,500-ish pounds, 65 to 6,800 pounds. And I think this is going to be like 5,000 pounds. Sounds like a lot of weight, but having the all-wheel drive system, if it's even 1,000 pounds lighter than it is in a Trackhawk, it's going to be so much faster because of the all-wheel drive. So, yeah, I just want to drive it. I just am tired of talking about how fast I think it's going to be. I just want to know how fast it's going to be. I just want to take it for like the first rip and be able to be like, man, this thing is just super fast, or, I need to change this, or I need to do this. So I know it's going to feel really fast. It's going to be like, I think Trackhawks put down on the dyno like 670 something horsepower to the wheels. But I have the smaller pulley. So hopefully if I could get it to like 800-ish to the wheels to start off with the smaller pulley, bigger injectors and everything, that's going to be killer. So, yeah, hopefully we could do that and get everything ready and good to go and stuff like that. Okay, fully understandable. Just watched an old vid on my lunch today with you on his channel and had me wondering, some things are better not blown all over the internet. I love the wagon content. Thanks. Yeah, the one thing I wish is, I helped Trevor pretty much build his channel, and pretty much from 10,000 subscribers to like 600 or something thousand. The Supra was the biggest build, and the most people came to the channel because of the Supra that we got and built. Which he won't admit it, but he wasn't even going to buy the car in the first place. So that being said, when I started my channel and wanted to do YouTube full time after, everything went down, you know, any other YouTuber like Adam, Cletus, Tavarish, I would see like the dude in blue, anybody from Boosted Boys, you know, all their friends, it's like they would just be like, yeah, my friend started a new channel. Here's his channel. Go check it out. And, let's get him to like whatever amount of subscribers. Because at the end of the day, I helped him build the channel. But at the end of the day, multiple people that hasn't happened with. So, and it's just like, I built my channel without any help, which I'm very, it's very difficult if you haven't, people doing YouTube videos, you're just like, oh yeah, that's, they don't have a job. That's a super easy thing to do. But it's more work than you ever would think it would be. So I've also been throwing the idea around. I'm not too sure if I want to do it or not, but I've been thinking about just doing YouTube as like a hobby again, which would be really nice. And then getting like a normal, engineering job. I could practically do, if I could find an engineering job, or I could do, now that I'm so fluent with social media and YouTube and marketing, and I've worked with a bunch of companies, I could almost roll into like a manager marketing position, like social media marketing position, just because of my knowledge of, Facebook ads, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, how to make videos blow up on them, the analytics and all that stuff. So I could do either or. It'd be nice to just be able to come down here and be like, well, I'm going to wire up the car and not have to rush a video, because I get to the point where I want to do videos a certain way, like I used to, but at the end of the day, it's almost too difficult when you're wiring up a car and you have to do that for almost a whole month. And then if you don't post videos on YouTube, then they get, you get to the point where YouTube doesn't recommend your videos to your subscribers, and then you don't get any views, which then you have to start posting more and more videos to get back up to, what you were getting views before. So it just to me, it's kind of disappointing, because I'd like to be able to post better videos and better content. But at the end of the day, to do that, I'd have to do stuff that's like simple, or I could just bolt parts on, or buy a car, buy like a brand new 400Z, bolt an exhaust on it in like a couple hours, and bolt a turbo kit or something like that. Do something that doesn't take, a whole month to do. So I know most people don't care about that, but it's just kind of very stressful. I mean, I liked when I used to, when I was an engineer for Cummins, and, I've had other jobs where you just are able to kind of take a break, take a step back. And when you do social media and YouTube full time, you can't really do that. And then when it's not recommending your videos to your subscribers because you take a couple weeks to, wire something up or do a video, it's just very kind of disappointing. So hopefully, like I said, once the car's done, I'll be able to do a lot more better videos, because it'll be just reaction videos, driving it, taking it to the track, etc. So, I mean, I think a lot of people that watch the channel, or, watch YouTube videos and other channels, just don't really understand how difficult it is to kind of make the content. Like Whistling Diesel. I mean, he talks about making great content, but at the end of the day, I could go to the, any car in the junkyard, buy any car I want, and then just destroy it and throw stuff at it, make a video in like 30 minutes of me just wrecking something. And it's not really, people watch his channel because he does crazy stuff and breaks, Mercedes and $100,000 cars, and he's got up to, pretty big stuff. But it's it's just like a totally different aspect that you're watching. I mean, it's cool, and I think what he's doing is pretty unique. Even though he's destroying stuff, he's found a niche and he just rode with it, which is really cool. But yeah, it's not like something that I don't know. I just have like I just want to build stuff, build cool stuff. So let's see. I have a Magnum and I'm interested in doing the same to mine. Any tips you can give me and how much do you feel you spent on it now? Um, I don't know. Just in parts, I'm probably at like 300 something thousand. If we add in like 2 years of labor, that's like 500,000 right there. So if you're gonna have a shop build it, it's gonna be it's gonna be like $1 million car. So um, because nobody's gonna build it for free, and no body shop. Well, in most hot rod shops, there's not very many of them left. Aren't going to take on a project unless you are dedicated and you're like, yeah, here we go. Let's start this project. Here's like, the first $150,000, and let me know when you need like the next $150,000 to get this thing done. So, and like I've said, I would build rear wheel drive versions for 150, but I've never had anybody just like, okay, and it has to be a charger. I've had a lot of people that message me. They're like, I have an '05 Magnum, I have an '08 Magnum. I want to convert it to a charger. It's it's not that simple. It doesn't work. The bodies are different shapes, different lengths, so it has to be a charger. If you look at all the ones that are Magnums converted with the charger rear taillights and the quarters, they always look bunched up, like when you put overs on like an S13, like a drift car, and don't do it right, and you kind of like bow them to get them wider. It kind of looks like that. So um, yeah, so I don't know. I just want to get this thing done. I've said that many times, but it's true. Oh, let's see. Hey, I was wondering what you are working on. So I've been working on the charger pretty much nonstop for the past, I don't know, I'd say at least 6 months. And hopefully it's not, hopefully it's like a month more I have to do on this thing and get it done. So after that's done, I mean, I have the Grand Prix. I'm most likely taking the Grand Prix in the GTO to Holly's LS Fest in Las Vegas. So I need to get all the turbo stuff on the Grand Prix, get it retuned, new intake manifold. Hopefully it makes like at least 600 horse to the wheels and or to the front wheels because I haven't put the drive unit in the rear. But yeah, hopefully that gets. I need to do that still, so that's why I'm trying to get the charger done because I have to put all those parts on it. Plus, I want to do some stuff to the GTO, and then I need to do some stuff to my truck, my front track bar, and the tie rods and stuff are kind of getting worn out because the roads out here are pretty bad. So, and I need that to tow both cars to Vegas. So we'll get that done, and then hopefully get all that stuff out there, which as long as I can get the tranny shifting and the Grand Prix will be great. So let's see. Let's see. Hey, I was wondering what you are. Oh, I just read that one. Shit. In terms of weeks, months, how far away before the wagon is on the road? I'm hoping it's. I said I was going to be done by the end of the year, but then I was waiting on parts and then waiting on some. I forgot what else I was waiting. I was waiting on stuff for the fuel tank, and then I wanted to be done by the end of this month, but I've been wiring this whole month. So, um, since that's getting very close to being done, and I should be done with that Wednesday, that will be a big like relief, a big part of the project that is finally going to be finished. So yeah, once the wiring's done, we really just have just like headers, steering shaft, and fuel tank to have her on the road, and then I could work on the dash once it's running and driving. So yeah, people hit the like button. Thanks. Let's see. Can't wait for this monster to take its rightful place, tearing up the roads and taking off supercars everywhere. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see how fast it actually is. It's just hard to just be like it's going to be this fast. It's like just all speculation at this point. So um, plus all the suspension work and everything hopefully is all correct. So hey Dave, greetings from New Zealand. What's up, Patrick? Will you reach out to be at SEMA this year? Yeah, as long as the car's finished, I hope it's finished by then. I want it to be done before spring so I can do a bunch of stuff with it and take it to a bunch of events. And then if it's, if everything goes well, nothing happens, yeah, I do definitely want to take it to SEMA and get it, in a booth. I mean, I work with a bunch of different companies. Hopefully I can figure that out. And I'm not going to like reach out to them until it's like running and driving. So, um, yeah. And then even once it's running and driving, it doesn't have to, I still need to find the interior. I need to find rear seats. I need to find the front seats because they're coming from two different cars. Um, so, I mean, it doesn't have to go to SEMA. The interior doesn't have to be 100% done, but by then I hope it's all done. So, yeah. So we'll see what happens. It's all up in the air. I mean, it's definitely a lot of stuff to still do. You were definitely a big part of the Super build. I mean, it was definitely a lot of work. I built two Supras, two really nice Supras, um, and then a bunch of other stuff. So it's just stuff happens. Thought you loved being self-employed. What happened? I mean, I don't mind doing this and being self-employed, but at the end of the day, there's just I don't know, there's just different aspects of each. I mean, being self-employed is nice, but also just being able to be able to chill. I haven't chilled for I don't know. I would say probably for the last like 5 years. I haven't just like sat at home and been like, I'm gonna play Grand Theft Auto all day. I'm gonna, do SolidWorks all day or something like that. Um, so in the aspect of, you know, having just a normal job and being able to just be like, yeah, something, I want to, like when I worked at Cummins, I want to go to Mexico. Let's go to Mexico for like I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks. So, um, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. I want to do this, I want to do that, and I think like one of the biggest things is I don't know, just there's being self-employed, especially it's different when you're doing social media or YouTube than starting a business, then finally being growing that business where you're successful enough to hire a bunch of employees to do the business for you so you don't have to do it. YouTube, you can't really do that. Um, I could hire people to help me on the channel, but there's not really a way to 100% be out of the picture because you started the channel, people watch the videos because of you. I mean, at that point, you'd just be, you know, I don't know, it's hard to explain. So it's not the self-employed part that's as big of an issue. It's more of just always having to just be on. So I've almost been thinking about doing a video just kind of explaining the whole aspect of just social media and doing YouTube because a lot of people want to rush into starting a YouTube channel, which is cool, and then just finally get like some traction, and then they want to like not do, they want to do YouTube full time or do social media full time, and it's very different than starting your own business and then transitioning from a job to being your own boss as like whatever business you start. So yeah, let's see. Hi, what's going on? You do build cool stuff. Thanks. What about the hybrid monster you had in mind? So that is the Grand Prix. like I said, I wanted to get everything done with the engine, get it turbocharged, which I have pretty much everything except I'm probably just going to steal the EFR off the RX-7 engine, use that, and then I want to put the hybrid stuff in. I was supposed to get all of the hybrid controls so I could get everything running on the ground, but um, I'm just still waiting on all the modules and the board to put in the drive unit and all that stuff. So hopefully that stuff, I need to call the guy to talk to him about sending it, but hopefully that stuff comes soon because I would like to, it'd be really cool to have it done, but there's no way in 3 months I would have all that fabricated and stuff because I'm working on the charger. So, um, but throwing the turbo kit and fabricating all that stuff is pretty quick. So I'll probably just do like a hood exit maybe, um, and then just kind of go from there. But yeah, we'll see. How's that VW coming along? I need to get that thing done so it's not sitting in here. So it's yeah, it's more wiring, but it's only a couple of days of wiring an engine harness, or maybe a day of wiring an engine harness. So now that everything's welded up, and I just need to make some intercooler pipes for it as well, but it should be pretty quick. Get it started up and get it out of here finally. So let's see. Am I supposed to say $1? Nope. Good evening, Dave. What's going on? Are you going live on Wednesday? Live on Wednesday? What do you mean? Let's see. Having done a frame off restoration myself, I can really appreciate what you have done so far. Your engineering skills are very impressive to watch. Can't wait to see the final product. Thanks. Would you recommend 3D scanning technology? So I don't know. So far I've used a few different 3D scanners, and the best 3D scanner I have used is the Faro arm with a laser scanner on it. Just because, the only reason I think it works so well is that it's using the arm part to give it kind of a positioning, and then it's also using the laser scanning information to also add to that. So you're getting a more accurate scan. I guess it's kind of hard to explain, but I think all the handheld ones work very well. I haven't used like a brand new one. I know there's a few different companies, and I still have a 3D scanning video that I need to make. I might make that sometime this week, but I really wish I could use a newer scanner, but at the price point of the newer ones, they're like, $50 to like $100,000. So maybe eventually, but I have a scan of the dash. I should be able to recreate it, and I'm probably going to end up having to use Fusion instead of SolidWorks, just because I feel like Fusion is a little bit better with 3D scans compared to SolidWorks. But once I have my new computer built, I should have all the stuff by the end of the week. Then I could actually have something that's quick and be able to just kind of go through it and not have to worry about it glitching or crashing and then having to start all over. I started working on the dash, and I had probably, I'd say, 15% of it done. That sounds like not a lot, but it's quite a bit. And then SolidWorks crashed, and I don't really usually save stuff throughout like the process. So I lost all of what I just did, which was like 6 hours of work. So yeah, so hopefully the new computer is going to be it's going to be pretty quick. So it's costing quite a bit of money, but yeah, she should be pretty quick. You have a VW behind you now. Yeah, I have the synchros behind me. What are you doing? Don't fit in what you are doing. Don't fit in YouTube's algorithms with how long it takes you to do on to do this to a car. I'm patient and wanted to see it to the end. I hope you still post videos no matter what happens. Yeah, I either way, I'm gonna still have a YouTube channel and still post videos. I mean, it's it's just it's just kind of I was thinking about it. It's not 100%, but I don't know. I'm gonna see. I want to finish the car first and kind of see what happens. But I was hoping the car would already be done. So it's just very time consuming to get it done. I should have just made it rear wheel drive. It would have been done. But I don't really think that to say that it doesn't fit in YouTube's algorithms. I think it's more that it just doesn't, it's not recommended to the people that subscribe to the channel or want to watch the build. So um, it's more, it's just weird how it works. So yeah. What's up, Dave? Doing the do. What's going on? How do you know so much about Dodge wiring and ECUs and how they work together? Do you use service manuals or just testing until you figure it out? Yeah, so I use wiring diagrams and back probe stuff. So and trace wires. I mean, it's very time consuming to get everything to kind of fit and work. Yeah, I respect that. Want some of your time back. Ever thought of freelance engineering? I thought of designing stuff for people and doing metrology and engineering, but finding a company that needs that is very difficult. Or finding people that need that or need stuff designed and and actually want to pay. I designed some intake manifolds for this guy's 3,000 horsepower GTR, and at the end of the day, I mean, he probably should have paid me a couple of grand to do it, but he didn't. So um, maybe I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess. There's no such thing as a normal job these days, Dave. You're on to a good thing here. Heaps of back content and unique part of the automotive world. Yeah, I mean, I I like what I'm doing. It's not that I don't. It's just very stressful. And I'm not a very like I don't get very stressed out. So um, as like being kind of stressed is just kind of like eh, so I don't know. When you do your wiring on the car, any collabs coming this summer? I don't know. I haven't. I was supposed to do something with Tavarish, and then I was supposed to do something with Sarah, but and then I think David Patterson. Well, he wanted me to come out when he did the Magnum, but I didn't really have time to go out there. So maybe some stuff happening this summer, and you know, I just really wanted to get the car done. What I'm saying is you could record your video and post it later. Yeah. How's your stock trading going? So this whole last year, the market was just kind of just bad, and everything was just I don't know. It wasn't worth trading. So I didn't trade anything last year. So probably like mid this year, I'll start doing some stock trading again. But I'm kind of waiting. I think in the next like 6 months or something, then I'll be time to get actively back into it. I mean, there's just like not enough time in the day to sit there and it's either sit there and trade stocks or do YouTube videos. There's not like it's not you have to be focused to actually do well when you trade stocks. So yeah, let's see. How much would it be to start a build like that? So I've told people that, 150 for a rear wheel drive version, because the all wheel drive aspect of the project is just on a whole nother level. It's like a whole nother year of work to get it all done. Probably not that much now that I've already done it. I probably could, I could probably convert a Charger into a station wagon in 6 months, and I could probably do all the all-wheel drive system because I've already made all the fixtures and stuff like that in like another 6 months. So I don't think it would take as long, but it'd still be, you know, a crazy amount of money to make it all-wheel drive, and it would be for the average person. It'd be much better to just have like a rear-wheel drive version. So see, there's a guy on YouTube called, okay, that is working on an RX-5, I think, and it's been 11 years and he still isn't finished. I mean, there were guys, I don't know if they're done yet or not, but they're building that Mini Cooper, which was a super cool project. Um, and they did so much crazy stuff to it and so much fabrication. And I think it took them like 10 years or something. And I don't think they're done yet. I haven't like kept track of it, but good builds, it's just crazy that good builds, and I'm not saying my car is like the best build on YouTube. I mean, I'd say I did a pretty good job on it. I've tried to do the best that I can. I've learned quite a few things along the way, especially with the large carbon fiber mold, because like I said, when I did the carbon fiber roof, the biggest carbon fiber part I ever made was a side skirt and a spat. So doing a whole like, I don't know, like 6.5 or 7 foot roof by like 4.5 feet wide was a crazy huge learning curve. And then all like the sheet metal work and stuff. I mean, Josh helped me learn that, and the body work. I had a pretty good understanding of that, but combining body work and sheet metal work and all that stuff, and then making molds that are this big and everything was just a whole nother aspect. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I think, I mean, I could just run around, rip my cars around like the FC, which I've been actually driving a lot harder now that I don't have to worry about the battery falling into the radiator. I mean, she rips, but I need new rear tires because she's pretty sketchy. But because yesterday when I was driving home, it's perfectly dry out, and she spun through like 3 gears, like a stock Turbo 2 FC, pretty much stock, like spun through, like, I think the rear tires are 275s. I think they're 17s, 275, I think 35s or 45s or something. No, I think they're 35s. And they're Nenno, like not slicks, but like I think the NT 555. So like I think they're like a 300-ish tread wear, like spun through like 3 gears, and I was just like, damn. But before I'd never rip it, never like really take it like accelerating from like a stop, because the battery wasn't tied down and it would like want to fall like forward or back when you're accelerating. So, and going around turns and everything. So, I have a bunch of cool cars. I could just rip them, be like, oh yeah. I could just like, do like Sam Crack. I mean, his channel he got a huge following, then it was failing. He got like a stripper, and now it's doing great again. So, there's a bunch of different stuff that you could do, but at the end of the day, it's just crazy that there's a bunch of channels out there doing really cool builds that just take a long time, and people's attention spans in the YouTube algorithm doesn't show it to people, which is, people came to my channel because a bunch of different things, a bunch of different projects, but a lot of people came for the Hellcats, the Charger, the Durango, and a lot of people have been, why haven't you finished the Durango? What's going on with it? Parts is the biggest issue. I painted the body of the car, and now the only thing I could do is either continue to wait for more paint because I guess a toner factory burned down. So they can't get toner to make the paint. I could get a different kind of paint, which then is a tri-coat instead of a base clear, which is what I think it should have been in the first place. And then I'd have to repaint the whole Durango all over again, or I could just continue to wait for paint, which at this point, it's just like, I want to get the Durango done. I want to get all the stuff out of the shop, back into it, get the seats back into it, get the carpet in there, get all the, the brand new dash. I have pretty much all the parts now to fix it. But it's just like waiting on endless timelines of stuff that's, you don't know if it's ever going to come. There's never any updates, etc. So hopefully, I get the paint for that. I can finish painting the Durango, get everything together. That's one car that I want to get done. There's just so much stuff that I need to just get parts for so I can finish. The Charger is a prime example of parts issues and procuring stuff that I need and paint and body panels and, having, there wasn't any shipping when I ordered all the body panels. So then I had to go pick them up and it, has been kind of a nightmare. So yeah. Plus I have a project that I need to do. It's a pretty quick one, but I need to finish wiring the Charger, finish wiring the Volkswagen behind me. And then I need to use the lift to do that. So that should only take a couple days. I'm working with QA1 on that, but I need the lift. So I need the Charger to move back where the Volkswagen is behind me. So then plus I'll be done with the wiring. So I won't have a million wiring harnesses laying on the ground and a bunch of wiring loom and stuff that I've pulled off the harnesses, all that tape. But it's definitely a very daunting task. So hopefully. Have you found any land? I haven't. I've been kind of looking. I was almost going to buy a school, but and it was super cheap. It was in Kansas. They wanted like $150,000 for this huge high school. It had like a basketball court, like a full basketball court inside of it, and then it had like another gym, and then it had like a groundskeeper garage shop, and it had like a lift in there. It had like a bunch of rooms and stuff in it. I was like, man, that would be perfect. But then it was like in Kansas, and I look and there's like high danger of tornadoes, which I really don't want to move somewhere where there's going to be a bunch of tornadoes. So, but that would have been perfect. It would have been cool to buy like a school, but all the people around there would have hated me. Let's see. We need some shooting videos if Dave puts YouTube on the side. Love to see you shoot some of your guns. Yeah, I mean, that'd be kind of cool. The only bad thing, I don't understand how channels have, how they shoot on their channels and they don't get their videos deleted, because I think I had a video quite a while ago and they took it down because I think I had a gun in it, and it was just stupid. I was just like, okay, it's just in the background. So then, well, it just got flagged, and they're like, oh, we're going to take out from this time to this time. And I was just like, this is stupid. And then there's people that have channels where they're just shooting and testing guns. And I'm just like, how do they do this? So let's see. Make me a moderator and I can delete bad comments. I mean, I probably need a moderator. What's up, Dave? You need to try and go to Mo Party event that Holly puts on in Bowling Green, Kentucky in September this year. It's so badass. I have gone every year with my friend and his Hellcat. Yeah, so I do want to, I should be able to get invited to that, and I do want to do that as well as Roadkill Nights. I need to start figuring out who I need to talk to get into Roadkill Nights. I guess you have to be invited, and because I definitely know this is going to be done for that. And then also I should be able to do the Holly event as well. I think there's something in Florida. I want to do, I don't know if I need to check to see if they already posted the stuff for race week. So Right now, I'm turning my 98 Toyota Tacoma SR5 two-wheel drive into the ultimate sleeper. I sold my Suzuki's, Dave. Only 14 left. Oh, one of your Suzuki's. Yeah, that's not bad. I was wondering if a Charger dashboard can fit in an Impala. I have no clue. Congrats on 190K subs. Well earned. Thanks, Principal Dave. Don't sell yourself short. It's definitely the best Charger Magnum. I mean, there's a lot of cool builds out there. I mean, I really, I don't know. I feel like sometimes people might think I'm kind of like a dick, but I don't like being called out by people about like, I don't know. There's always people that are like, oh, this guy did it first, but then like I'll comment like something that, yeah, it's like a totally different thing, and I think people think I'm like a dick because of it, but it's just like really, like why even say that? It's like two totally different things. I mean, I don't understand how really the car community has turned into like this, I got something better than you, or I've helped a lot of different people out on YouTube, and I'm not gonna say any names, but like for instance, I helped a guy, and then he was just like, "Oh, you didn't help me. What are you talking about?" And I'm just like, okay, like I just gave you all the information, like to do everything, but I guess that's not help. So, but it's like the whole car community. I just don't understand how back in the day, it just used to be so like super chill, and now it's just, I don't know, it's just like a war zone almost, like trying to like, people are just like, oh, somebody else did this first, or you're not the first one to do this. This has been done. This is old. This guy beat you to it. Like nobody cares. Like it's just another build. Like just chill out. Like, but I just like, I don't know. I should probably just ignore those comments. It just irritates me because it's just like you have no clue how to even like probably put a battery in your car, but you're saying somebody else beat me to something. So, but it's like not just my channel. It's like literally every channel I look at, and they're just like, oh yeah, this guy beat you to it, or this, that wasn't great. This isn't that. I made a comment on this guy's TikTok, uh, because I was like, oh man, that doesn't look like it's gonna fit. And then he like blew it up into like I was trying to tell him that he didn't know what he's doing. And I'm just like, okay, I was just trying to give you advice, but okay. And it's just like everybody's so defensive. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know if anybody else like notices that. I'll be a moderator for you too. Sell the 17 and get a newer truck. I know you've been talking about it, but probably wait until you finish some of the cars and move situation. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get a newer truck, but I mean, my 17 is like a really nice truck. It does a great job, um, and it wouldn't be having like, it needs ball joints and all that suspension, the front suspension stuff, just because the roads are so bad here. It's just like beats you to death. Like driving home, it's literally like jumps. And if you go the speed, if you don't go like 15 miles an hour under the speed limit, if you go 45, you're literally catching air in my truck. It's just like, why don't they fix this road? And it's been like that for probably like 10 to 15 years. So I don't know. But I like my truck. It's done a great job. It's got me everywhere I needed to go. Um, and she's fast. So talk to Blaine Bennett at Holly and tell him Matt from Comcam sent you. He's in marketing there. Yeah, that's that's cool. Ugh. But I kind of want to wait until the car's driving. I don't want to like, I don't know. It's time just goes so fast. It's, I don't know. Just like today, I thought I was gonna get more wiring done, but at least I got all the doors done. But time just is so fast when you're like working on something. But thanks. Yeah, I'll reach out to him. I'll probably just screenshot this so I can screenshot while I'm. Oh, there we go. Tight. So so I could figure that out. Good morning. What's going on? It's the internet. Dave, forget the haters. Yep, everyone, hit the like button. People are too sensitive these days, Dave. They all need counseling or get over themselves. What investments would you say would be safe, in your opinion, to put money into? Um, I don't know. Like I said, in the last, until like 6 months from now, I wouldn't really mess with anything with the stock market because I think it's still going to go down drastically. I don't even think it's started to go down. So, I mean, it has gone down, but I don't think it like they can even grasp how much it's going to go down. So, I mean, I have quite a few different things that I've been holding on to for the past couple of years, but and I don't foresee them losing any money. I mean, I'm down quite a bit, but all that stuff should come back. I mean, it's a lot of renewable energy stuff and battery companies. Unless they find a new alternative to using like lithium, then I'd start worrying. But I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be a really good idea to get into companies that do recycling of lithium or battery packs or anything like that, because there's a finite amount of lithium. And they're talking about this new like rock they found in Africa or something that comes out of the ground, and like they literally just, it's charged or something, and it's all over TikTok. But it's just like, is that real or what? So yeah, I probably gonna end the live here. It's almost been an hour. Go home, come back tomorrow, get all this stuff wired up, finish it up, and then go from there. I can't wait. So thanks for tuning in to the live stream, and see you guys next time.